6 years ago, these Spanish olives would have been heading for their biggest market, the US. But in 2018, President Trump's tariffs meant exports dropped by 70%. Designed to protect US olive producers, it was part of his America First strategy, and nothing's changed.
We're going to bring thousands and thousands of businesses and trillions of dollars in wealth back to the good old USA. That's what we're going to be doing it, and doing it fast.
Land of the free, but less so free trade. Should he win the election, Trump's promising to go further with across-the-board tariffs of up to 20% on European imports, with whom America has annual trade worth over $1 trillion.
Hi guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. What do I have for you guys on a Sunday? Well, like I said, even before I saw this article, I'll play it for you guys. As the Orange Lion came back into office, if he follows the same agenda of imposing tariffs against the Europeans as well, they will pivot back to China. And as we saw, I said that in one of my videos, and not long after that, it says that Europe and China is getting closer to a deal when it comes to the EV industry and tariffs. Well, take a listen to what this had to say, this channel had to say. All right, guys, welcome back. So this is kind of just basic common sense. I see it coming again, and China will flood the European market once again with affordable EVs with a superior technology. As with NIO being the leader, we will be building out more battery swap stations to help them with their electrical grid, which they are in desperate need of. And we will form partnerships over there just like we're doing in China with electrical companies, energy companies, car companies. So this is why I've always said NIO is a long-term investment, but it will make us into millionaires. So I found an article, oddly enough, on the Motley Fool, and it says many electric vehicle stocks soared during the buying frenzy in growth and meme stocks in 2021. But in 2022 and 2023, many of those stocks withered as their growth cooled off and rising taxes popped their bubbly valuations. The soft Chinese economy and an EV pricing war exacerbated that pressure. Yes, the EV war, because the West realized that they lost the race. So why not start an EV war? Why not start tariffs to stop innovation? But with interest rates set to decline, as we see it's already coming down, quarter basis point again, not last week, and poised to drop another 0.25% possibly, or 0.5 percentage point in December, some of those beaten down EV stocks are starting to look like undervalued growth plays. Yes, you heard that right. Let's examine, well, they said let's examine 3 of them, but I'm only going to talk about the number 1 that they spoke about. NIO is a Chinese EV maker that produces electric sedans and SUVs. It differentiates itself from its competitors with batteries that can be quickly swapped out as its swapping stations as a faster alternative to traditional chargers. So we know with NIO, you can swap your battery in less than 3 minutes, as fast or even faster than filling gas in some instances. And we know that this is the game changer because the battery swap stations can sell energy back to the grid, which helps balance the grid. Because I've said it before, if every American decided to buy an EV in America, the grid would not be able to handle it. Also range anxiety, this is why Americans are not buying them. But we see in China, the grid is able to handle it because of they built up their solar power industry in a massive way, but also our swap stations are helping regulate and sell energy back to the grid when it's under stress. And as we continue to put out so much stations that China will be blanketed by the end of next year, Every province and every county in China will have a battery swap station helping to sell energy back to the grid. China will not suffer from that problem. NIO delivered its first vehicle in 2018. From 2019 to 2023, its annual deliveries jumped nearly 8-fold. Let me say that again. NIO delivered its first vehicle in 2018. From 2019 to 2023, its annual deliveries jumped nearly 8-fold, from 20,565 vehicles to 160,038 vehicles. Its annual revenue grew at a compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of 63%. However, its growth decelerated in 2022 and 2023 as it grappled with supply chain constraints, weather-related disruptions, macro challenges like the trade war in China, and the persistent pricing war across the EV market. That slowdown spooked the bulls, but NIO's deliveries grew 36% year over year in the first 9 months of 2024. You heard that right. Compared to its 33% year-over-year growth in the first 9 months of 2023. Incredible growth. Now with Onvo, as we continue to ramp up, and we knew that our sub-brands were going to take us to the next level with Firefly coming, the 6 and 7-seater coming next year. We understand as true investors that we're going to make millions with this company. Like one of my subscribers, Beta Ninja from Miami, he just keeps adding. He has over 50,000 shares. And I will keep adding again this week, guys. So its vehicle margins also stabilized as it grew its market share, sold a higher mix of premium vehicles, and rolled out its cheaper Onvo smart vehicles in China. Because even though it's a sub-brand, our Onvo is a smart vehicle, it's superior to the Model Y and other sub-brands in its category, but yet cheaper, more affordable. It has a 5-star safety rating in Europe. It's also expanding into Europe, but those plans could be throttled by new tariffs of Chinese EVs. But as we see, those tariffs, they are coming soon to an agreement where they will rectify it. But despite that, and that's why I've always said minus speed bumps, because policies and politicians change. But despite that pressure, analysts expect NIO's revenue to grow at a CAGR, listen to this guys, of 28% from 2023 and 2026. It isn't profitable yet, but its stock looks undervalued. At less than 1 time next year's sales, it could eventually command a much higher valuation as it overcomes its near-term challenges. So we all know that with our next earnings call coming up on the 20th, we are going to devastate and dominate yet again. But just like SoFi Technologies, when SoFi reported profit for the first time, the shorts, the big institutions and banks in America who were shorting it came out and said, well, we don't expect this trend to continue because of the interest rates, because of this, because of that. And they kept holding it down as long as they could. But then SoFi came out with a second earnings report that showed profits grew yet again. And they still try to hold it down. But now with the interest rates dropping, they cannot hold down SoFi anymore. So what's going to happen is allow history to be your teacher. I've always said that on this channel. The same thing that's happening with SoFi, the same thing that happened with Apple, the same thing that happened with Google, the same thing that happened with Amazon, the same thing that happened with Toyota is the same thing's going to happen with us. Europe will open the door soon to the Chinese EV companies without high tariffs, and then America will follow. Because Europe and the rest of the world has already embraced Chinese EVs. I saw another article, news station in Australia was reporting that Chinese EVs is dominating their landscape now. As soon as NIO go there, it will be no different. We will be the dominator. And as the Chinese EVs continue to spread throughout the world where there are no tariffs in BRICS nations especially, Europe will open the door soon, and then America will have to follow. So I hope you guys found this video to be informational. inspirational and motivational yet again on a Sunday. If so, guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up because it takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we're waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.